Today on CityCast DC, happy March. I'm here with my CityCast comrades, Ash Durbin and Bridget Todd, and we are going to run through the best of food, culture, and fun in and around DC this month. It's Monday, March 2nd. I'm Michael Schaefer, and here's what DC's talking about. Hey, co-host Bridget Todd.
Hey, Michael Schaefer.
Hey, production assistant Ash.
Howdy.
So how do you guys feel about March?
Oh, I love March. I feel like it's the time of year where you're sort of coming out of hibernation. You know, people are spending a little bit more time outside. The days are a little bit more long. I feel like it's the first month, at least for me, where I feel we've made it through the worst part of the winter. The end is in sight.
I think end of March and then April are like the best months in DC objectively.
I'm always disappointed by March because I see it
Really?
on the calendar and I see it and I think spring. Although, you know, I realize that equinox wise, I am wrong about that. But I associate it in my head with spring. And so therefore it's always a little disappointing.
I hear that. I think it balances because you have the one day where you like get outside and it gets warm enough where you feel like you defrost.
That's a good day.
That day is one of my favorite DC days of the whole year.
This is a little bit of a point of a contention in my home because my birthday is in March. It's on Pi Day. And
Hey.
I've been celebrating my birthday in DC for most of my adult life. I have very specific memories of when it is my birthday, when I was a bit younger, but a little bit now too, going out of my way to dress revealing when I was like going to my birthday. You know how it's your birthday, you want to, you know, oh, I'm going to wear a skirt, I'm going to wear a dress.
Of course.
I always wear skirts and dresses on my birthday.
Same.
I remember the weather would always be conducive to wearing whatever you wanted to wear on my birthday in March. That is no longer the case, I feel. I feel like it is colder in March longer. That's just my untested theory.
Or it could
based
be that
on clothing.
you're getting older, dude, and your cold tolerance is shrinking.
Yeah.
That could also be it.
But wait, Ash, do you remember getting an invitation to Bridget's like celebrating her birthday in DC events? I don't. I think
I've
maybe they got
never
lost.
done.
Maybe they got lost.
Yeah. No. Maybe it went to my spam, Bridget.
Don't worry. Check your inboxes for the upcoming dress revealing, be cold birthday celebration.
All right. For those of you who don't follow us religiously, we do these month guides at the beginning of every month. So it being the beginning of March, we are gonna do one today. If you're new to the show, it's we do news a lot, we do culture a lot, but we really aim to connect people with their city, and getting out there and doing stuff is a great way to do that. So we've all got some tips and thoughts and ideas, and if you are a CityCast member, you also get a whole newsletter full of stuff you can do. So it being March, what is exciting for you this month, Bridget?
Well, every March, I try to do a little trip to kick off what I call Pisces season. And something that I love is the night sky. And March, especially March in this area, actually has a lot of opportunities for celestial events. We'll have the March equinox, which is the first day of spring. There's also the Lyrid meteor shower, which does peak in April, but it starts in March every year. And so I always try to do something that's involving being outside because it's a little bit warmer, but also just honors that we live in an area where you actually can see some interesting night sky stuff.
Wait, where do you go to see these night sky things?
Well, funny enough that you should ask, in Great Falls on March 7th, they're having an astronomy festival, which is very much up my alley. For just $10, you can do stargazing through telescopes, activities, stories about constellations around a campfire. So that is definitely where I'll be checking out the night sky this March.
But wait, you can see it from inside the Beltway? What about light pollution?
I mean, I live in the middle of Columbia Heights, and I spend almost every evening on my deck looking at the stars. Depending on how cloudy it is, you can see stars. Even just if you go even just a little bit outside of the city, definitely Great Falls is a great place to see them. But yeah, you don't have to go far outside of the city to really get a good look at the stars.
I'm curious, Bridget, what is the craziest, like, I don't know how to describe this, star thing that you've seen within the limits of DC, like a shooting star or something? Or
This is a great question. I don't have a good answer for within the limits of DC, but I did spend just a beautiful night in Silver Spring
okay,
lying on the grass with friends watching a meteor shower. And it was, again, you think of DC as some place that has lots of light pollution, which it does, but you would be surprised how vibrant we were seeing them. Like we were pointing out this big trails across the sky every few minutes. And yeah, it was a really dear memory to me. So you really don't have to go far outside of the city to see some beautiful constellations and stars and celestial happenings.
Okay, so Bridget's going to be hanging out with astronomy nerds. Ash, what about you? What's on your March wish list?
Well, it turns out this is actually a Bridget birthday plan because on March 14th, this is kind of a wider DMV music bucket list item for me. It is legendary Baltimore club DJ Rod Lee is playing at a very interesting venue, which is Chacho Spirits on Kansas Ave, like near Tacoma Park. Chacho Spirits is in, I guess, what I would describe as like kind of an industrial office park. So it doesn't really look like you're going into a bar. It looks like you're like going to the dentist or something. But then once you get in, it's like a really nice bar and there's like a cool back room with the DJs. And it just seems like a really cool, interesting place to see, you know, who is kind of a big and influential artist. And also Chacho just like has great drinks and spirits.
I've been to one of their raves at Chacho. You don't expect it to be a great place for that kind of event, but it actually is. Sad news, though, I did just read on Instagram that they're closing their tasting room. So this might be one of the last events. You got to get out there.
I've only ever been there for a like post-wedding party, and it was incredible fun.
Oh, it's a great place for that.
Yeah. So I'm excited to go and see this DJ who's kind of been on my bucket list forever.
There's a couple things on the sort of upcoming cultural event calendar that I'm really pumped for, and then a couple of things that I think are just going to be part of our consciousness. I noticed March is the first month where there seems to be like a critical mass of America 250th anniversary programming that is getting rolling. There's like a play about America at the Ford's Theater. The National Gallery is having a 250th anniversary of independence themed show. I think that the latter of those, the gallery show, seems actually really interesting. You know, this was a museum that began life showing mostly European art, and they've worked kind of to put the America back in America's National Gallery of Art, which you know, I think can't help but make the programming there much more diverse and weird. So that is a show that's opening this month. There's also at the Phillips a Miro in America show, the Spanish artist, and various collaborations and ways he influenced a bunch of American artists. So I'm really pumped to see that.
It is nice that they have programming that's around the 250th anniversary of America that isn't awful, that doesn't make me hate being an American so much.
It is like, I mean, it's a funny, you know, obviously this time of like enormous division in the country and then like wrangling over who controls the like national institutions of culture makes for like a really fraught time to be celebrating the country's significant anniversary. And there's, I assume, going to be a lot of ugly ass stuff going on, which is too bad. Because, like, in theory, an art show voted the United States could be a really cool thing.
Do you know what's coming in for the National Gallery of Art one?
The idea is it is a wide-ranging program that has special installations and exhibitions, and they're, in theory, grappling with the ideas at the heart of America. So there's the famous Gilbert Stuart, George Washington painting, but also Hiram Powers is the Greek slave. It is a set of programming that I think is attempting to do a more complicated and interesting and authentic look at the country. It's not sort of made for TV after school special kind of programming. And then one thing that I'm not going to go to, I'm pretty sure, but it just seems so spot on that I thought it was fake when I saw it in the Washington calendar. At the Kennedy Center this month, there's a performance of The Crucible, the famous American play that was a great big metaphor for the McCarthy era.
I'm surprised that, maybe somebody doesn't get the metaphor, so they're thinking, oh, that's good old-fashioned American programming.
Right.
Well, another great thing to do in March is to become a CityCast DC neighbor. So you may have heard that we're hiring a bunch of new journalists to expand our DC coverage. Since we announced that a couple weeks ago, people have really showed out to become members. We've seen a lot of support, but we could always use more as we build up our DC coverage at a time where we really need it.
I don't think I need to tell anybody that it's so important to support local coverage and local journalism and local media right now. And the way folks have already been showing out to support CityCast has been heartening to see, just really, really heartwarming. It's why we do what we do. And if you want to be one of those folks who is supporting this show, become a CityCast DC neighbor. It really helps us out a bunch.
Members get ad-free listening. They get to come to members-only events where they get to hang out with people like Bridget and me. And they get an extra events newsletter every week where you can find out about all the stuff we're talking about today. It's $10 a month, $100 for the year. I really hope you join.
That's membership.citycast.fm.
Fun fact about me is that I'm a pretty big nerd. I was so into the X-Files in junior high that I had an X-Files themed birthday party with a cake that said, "The truth is out there." So if you are like me, and by that I mean if you are someone that is still bummed that Fox canceled the show Firefly and lives for all things pop culture, AwesomeCon is for you. AwesomeCon is coming to DC, and this is one, trust me, that you do not want to sleep on. March 13th through March 15th at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center, AwesomeCon is bringing together one of the most incredible stacked lineups I have ever seen. You've got folks like Oscar nominee Paul Giamatti. Yes, that Paul Giamatti. My personal idol, Gillian Anderson, my queen from the X-Files, George Takei, Misha Collins, Adam Savage, Ron Perlman, and so many more fan favorites will also be there. With tabletop and video gaming all weekend, a book fair, an artist showcase, and the family-friendly AwesomeCon Junior, there is truly something for everyone. 3 days, legends everywhere. You don't want to miss it, trust me. Buy your badges now at awesomecon.com.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I think we are super lucky in DC to have so many niche cultural events to enjoy. Like, for instance, a full event celebrating the indigenous art of porcupine quill work. The Art of Quill Work Family Day, hosted by the National Museum of the American Indian, is running Saturday, March 14th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There'll be live artist demonstrations, guided tours, and hands-on exploration with a museum educator to deepen your understanding of this incredible art form. Families can also stop by the Imaginations Activity Center, where you'll discover how deer hide becomes clothing and accessories, and even design your own rawhide artwork inspired by the museum's collection. Best of all, it is completely free. Visit americanindian.si.edu or follow @SmithsonianNMAI for full event details. We'll see you there.
Hi, I'm David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, a podcast network that includes this show you're listening to, and also 12 other CityCasts in 12 other cities. And each one knows their city as well as your local team knows yours. So isn't it time we connected them? Don't you want to know how they're tackling their bike lane problems and housing challenges and sidewalk dog poop crises? That's why I'm hosting a new podcast called Your City Could Be Better. Because it could be. Every week, I'll chat with a different host in our CityCast network about what their cities are doing right and wrong, the weird things they're trying, and the surprising successes, so that we can all learn how to make our cities a little bit better. Listen to Your City Could Be Better on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, can we talk food for a second? What are you guys looking forward to eating this month?
Mine is not super March specific, but it's been something that's been on my radar for a long time. And it seems like a lot more places in DC are starting to serve this specialty Irish dish. Have y'all heard of a spice bag?
Seems like an insult. Like, that Ash, she's a real spice bag.
It's kind of an insultingly gluttonous type of food. Classically in Ireland, it's a bag of chips or French fries, and I guess like kind of chicken nuggets, and then often there is like fried onion and peppers in there, and then, as you can tell by the name Spice Bag, there's a bunch of spices, and the idea is you shake it up in the bag, and it becomes this kind of just like mess of fried food. And then to top it all off, you get the famous UK-style curry sauce, which is very buttery and thick and almost congealed, and you pour that all over the top. And I've been seeing this on the internet for years. I found 4 places that are now serving this in the DMV, and I don't know, this is just like exactly my type of food, so I need to try it.
How did you find out about this?
I guess my algorithm just knows that like I'm kind of a disgusting person and this is what I like. So they've been serving this to me for years.
Can we talk about this a little bit more? Do you get this in a bag?
Originally, it came in a bag. I think, especially in the DC kind of scene of like taking these like, you know, more basic takeout ideas and kind of like upscaling them, I doubt it's going to come in a paper bag, you know, with grease stains. But
The curry sauce, that probably wouldn't do so well with the bag.
right, you open the bag and then you pour it on top. It's almost like Irish curry sauce poutine, I guess.
Has a sober person ever eaten this?
Questionable. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Ash is like, I couldn't tell you. I don't intend to be sober when
I'm
I
not going to
consume
be
this
the
item.
first one. I will not be the first one.
Maybe we can stop for one on our way home from Bridget's birthday party.
It'll be the perfect timing.
They have it at the Irish Channel down by Chinatown Metro. Apparently they have one at Souk across the Trader Joe's on 14th. I think I'm going to try the one at Daniel O'Connell's in Alexandria. That one has the best reviews on the internet. And then there's also one at Exiles. So I'll let you guys know.
Oh, that is exciting. Yeah, please let us know because, and I hope you come back alive from the effort.
Yeah.
I'm pumped about, DC has a weird sort of donut hole in its this is a bad metaphor, in its Chinese food scene. You can get a lot of, there's obviously cheap Chinese takeout, just like there is anywhere. But there has historically been like not that much at the higher, chefier, date nightier end of Chinese food here. So I'm excited to try the new place in Navy Yard called Canton Disco. It's from Timothy Yu, whose family ran Hollywood East Cafe in Wheaton, which closed last year after nearly 3 decades. That was sort of a really authentic Chinese restaurant, but not sort of a hip, like downtown fancy kind of place. So the Canton Disco is Cantonese, like Southern Chinese barbecue, and I'm really excited to try it.
Both of your food items sound great and reasonable. Mine is a little bit out there. I'll start with a question.
Wait, you said a spice bag sounds reasonable?
It sounds like something that people might want to eat. And
I see.
it might be enjoyable.
Yes.
You might think these flavors and this texture this all feels right.
Sure.
I cannot say the same for the food item that my thing I'm kind of interested to see is circulated on. I'll start with a question. How do you two feel about Peeps?
I'm pro Peeps.
You're pro Peep. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe you when you said you were disgusting earlier, I was like, oh, you're being so hard on yourself.
No.
Maybe you're onto something.
I mean, I'm not going to buy them, but if they're there, yeah, I'm going to have them.
I think if you put a bunch of Peeps in a bag with some curry sauce and some
Right.
spices and you shake it up, I'm anti-Peep.
I have never eaten a Peep in my life, and nor would I. However, in Westminster, Maryland, they have an event called Peep Show, and it did kind of catch my eye. So essentially, it is a contest that starts on March 28th and goes through April 7th, where people make art from Peeps. And apparently this thing is a big deal. It gets 27,000 visitors. It's free. And I love this story because the entire thing started when the founder, her Peep diorama called The Peep with the Pearl Earring, was rejected from the Washington Post Peep contest or some sort of diorama contest. And she said, screw you guys, I will start my own. They've had entries that involve Game of Thrones dragons made of 5,000 peeps. I would like to see this.
It's amazing. Someone ate their lunch by snapping up all the sports reporters that they let go. People are hiring Metro reporters since they've decided to get to move out of that space. And even the peeps.
Questionable decision making from hiring and firing to peep dioramas.
Wait, where is Westminster, Maryland?
It's about an hour and a half away. It's notable to me because one of the women from Real Housewives of Potomac lives there. And whenever they show the women meeting up in DC in the district, I'm like, wow, it must have taken her forever to get out here from Carroll County.
Do you think that the peep dioramist could become a reality show figure at some point?
Oh, I would watch a peep-based reality show in a heartbeat. But if peeps are too gross for you all, they are having what's called the DC Meatball Battle, which also is right up my alley. That's where 8 chefs are going to be cooking up unlimited spaghetti marinara, penne alla vodka, and focaccia. With 1 ticket, you get beer, wine, or a specialty cocktail. Proceeds from this event and a separate silent auction of great prizes are going to be used to provide culinary scholarships and restaurant internship opportunities. So get your full fill of meatballs and go to support good causes.
Who are some of the chefs?
They've got the chefs from Grazi Nona. They've got the chefs from Colada Shop, which I love Colada Shop. They've got the chef from 250 BBQ. I've never actually heard of that. Have y'all had that?
You serious?
Never had it.
Oh, 250 is so good. It's like the best, one of my favorite restaurants in the DMV. Oh my God. Bridget, we got to get you to 250.
Okay, this is a little bit of a... I went to college in North Carolina, and where barbecue was actually invented, Eastern North Carolina. Don't let anybody tell you it's South Carolina. If they tell you that, they're a liar. And so I'm a little bit particular about my barbecue, and I've not found a lot of barbecue in DC that scratches
Bridget,
the itch.
It's so good.
All right, Ash, do you have an every March tip?
I do. I will point out that, and I think this is a good thing, that we've gone this whole episode about March and we have not talked about the cherry blossoms. So good job, team. But Peak Bloom is March 28th through 31st. Now, I am suggesting a different flower event on the National Mall on March 15th from 11:15 to 4:15 p.m. There is a tulip festival run by the Embassy of the Netherlands.
That's a very short tulip festival.
I think it's probably because you can go and pick your own tulips. So I think they are planning to run out quickly.
Wait, so you can just go down there? It's free, and you could just bring a garbage bag and throw all the tulips in there and go home and pretend like you got people a bouquet?
I think maybe the garbage bag might be too far. I think they're holding it to a bouquet. So 1 bouquet, but still, that's a free bouquet of tulips.
And it's paid for by the Dutch taxpayers.
I guess so.
Thank you, Dutch taxpayers. I'm definitely doing that.
There's going to be 150,000 tulips on the National Mall. And yeah, visitors can pick free bouquets from 11:15 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. So I would say get there early.
I was going to say, I am glad that you mentioned this because I think that DC's tulips are so underrated. You can't see this on the podcast, but look what I've got on my desk right now.
Wow.
Tulips, because I love them, and March is the best time for tulips in DC. So please do get me all the tulips for my birthday. I will gladly accept them, even in a garbage bag.
Yeah, everybody go pick them up and bring them to Bridget for the day after her birthday. Mike, do you have something you do every March?
I have something I don't do every March, which is I say this to newcomers every year. People, do not drive on the mall during cherry blossom season. Just don't do it. Just avoid it. If you're going someplace else, go a different way. It's the rules of the road. Also, there's a lot of other places to see the cherry blossoms besides the Tidal Basin, although it's really pretty around the Tidal Basin. There's a neighborhood, Kensington in Bethesda, that has just sort of dazzling bloom of cherry blossoms. And then the stretch of Nebraska Avenue right in front of the Japanese embassy, unsurprisingly, is a cherry blossom hotspot. So if you must be in a car, I would suggest going to one of those places.
It's funny, my late father always came to see the cherry blossoms, but he was very invested in going at peak bloom. And if you told him, oh, we're going, but we can't make it until after peak bloom, he essentially would say, you're not going to get your money's worth, even though it's free. He was someone who really had a thing about, you got to see it when you're meant to see it. Otherwise, there's no point.
Well, if you bill your time, even at a very low hourly rate, I can see what he's talking about.
Yeah.
There. Well, listen, I hope you guys have an awesome month, and happy birthday to B.
Thanks, y'all.
Happy birthday, Bridget.
I'll see you at my spice bag short skirt birthday party.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, happy March.
And that's all for today here on CityCast DC. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. And become a CityCast DC neighbor. You can do that at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye.